Right, sorry. Right, so here's what we need, right? In order for us to find the unknown vector, the first thing we do is we draw a little line. We draw a line connecting them, right? And the way to find AB is in order to find AB. So to find AB, all we need to do is get the alternate path. We need to get an alternate path, and it must have a shape, right? Normally it's a triangle, but it could be any shape. We need an alternate path from A to B, from here to here. So we start in here and want to reach here. So we go in A to what? So we go in A to O. And then when we reach O, we go in O to B. That's it. Right? So in order for us to find AB, we go A to O, O to B. In order for us to find O to A, we go O to B, B to A. In order for us to find B to O, we start at B, we go to A, and we go to O. That's okay? So you're just finding an alternate path from the first letter to the second letter. As I said, it works in any shape. But 99% of the time, the shapes that we have are triangles. All right? Next thing that we need to know about vectors are if vectors are parallel. And then collinear. Copy down that, and then let's look at parallel and collinear. We have no class next week, yeah? Then 1 week break, probably 2 week break, and then we follow that as the timetable. Yeah, no, 1, 2, 12, 10 goes 5, figure out. But move down the thing, go there. Right, so again, if there is no line between the vectors, you draw a line. So you see what initially I had no line between A and B. You draw a line and then find the alternate path. Next, we have to learn about parallel vectors and then collinear. How we know if 3 points are collinear. Anybody knows how you show parallel vectors? Yeah, no. So right. Pretty holiday classes in maths and physics, always at crash course are still going to come, right? Even if it's not right till January, right? It's like a review of everything. And then Jan to March, we review the hard topics again. Okay? Going to our stores this summer, we review all these topics again. After March, well, we have mock exams and discussion. And then we let us. How much time can I come with that? 12, 15 minutes, exam? 5 minutes? Somebody have ideas?
Yeah, it's 160. Oh wait, for physics, 170 something.
How much for maths?
160.
167. And just minus about how much? 2 by 10.
All right. So
Minus about 40. About 40. I would do that. 120 all the subjects. 120 divided by almost 8 and 6. So how much time? Like 10 days to study everything. Ready? Right. So how do we show two vectors are parallel? right? To show two vectors are parallel, then A is a multiple of B, right? So you might be able to write something like this, right? Quick example, let's say A is 4, 1, and you found out that B was 8, 2. What do I multiply this by to get this? 2. You're saying that? If I multiply this vector by 2, I'll get this. Once that happens, it means that they are multiples of each other. So once you can multiply this by a singular value, it can be a fraction as well. Once you can multiply this by a value and get this vector, it means that these two vectors are parallel. That's okay? Right, last thing, hardest thing, collinear. It always comes, right? But I still want to show you. How do you show collinear? So to show collinear, we have plenty of work to do. Collinear simply means that it's all in a straight line, right? Wait, I think on some. Nathan, how do you show collinear again? You sure? You're close there. Two things you have to show. Well, you have a few steps. Here what it says do. Step number 1 is to find AB. Number 1, you find AB. Number 2, you find BC. So you find these things just like what I showed you there. You find AB and you find BC. The third thing you do, you find AC. And then the rest should be easy. You have to show AB and BC are parallel. Show AB is parallel to BC. Right? This symbol means parallel, right? And number 5, you have to show that when you add up AB, what are you supposed to get, Chinny? If I add AB and BC, what are you supposed to get? You're supposed to get AC. So once you could show these two things, collinear. You have to show that this and this parallel. You have to show when you add them up, you end up with the whole line. That's okay? Let's try 1 or 2 examples and then we're moving on straight to we're going to review some topics, right? Copy it down. A is a multiple of B. AB. AB. That's K. Huh? Oh. So collinear, they will show that these 3 points are collinear. Collinear means they're on a straight line, right? So you have to find AB, find BC, show that they're parallel, and then show when you add them up, they get AC. All right, so we're gonna do 1 or 2 of these, and then let's do some revision, right? What's the hardest thing? Pick out the hard ones, right? Ready? There you go one time now. Anybody write this down? No? Alright. Right, my iPad is dead, so. My body is working. Watch iPad. Alright, my iPad now working. Here what to do. Let's go on topic by topic. Go in the group. Go on the group and take a look at topic by topic. Everybody should have it, right? Right, go on topic by topic and then click on vectors. Click on vectors and let's do the first one there. I will draw part of it here, but the question is on that, right? So page 187. Page 187. And the math group. Somebody let's share it back now. It's the same thing that we use in class colleague. Go on the LMS and get it there. Well, I don't want to send business. Well, I don't want to send nothing for it. I don't want to add it back. So we have O, we have S. I join it here, right? Because we always need a diagram. We have P and we have Q. And we have R. Right, the question gave us this. They said OP is 4,3 and OQ is 5,0. They also said PR is equal to 3 OP. And they said QS is equal to 3 OQ. All right, ready? Right. So we're going to work this out, right? So here's what we need. The first thing we need is to take the input given to us and to put it in the diagram. Everybody watch here. This is the hardest thing. Everything else is easy. Right? So watch this here. They told us what OP is. Sometimes they give us numbers, sometimes they give us letters. This question gave us numbers. Excuse me. Right? So they gave us OP and they gave us OQ. But this information here tells us how long this line is. It tells us how long this line is. So watch this here. Let's start here. PR is equal to what? 3OP, right? No, that's 3O. Right? So PR, this line here, is 3 times as long as this. That's okay? All okay with that? So how do I write that? Well, here's what I could write. I could write PR is 3 times OP. That's exactly what it told me, right? But what is OP? OP is 4,3. How do I multiply again? 3 by and 3 by. So I'll end up with 12,9. So PR is 12,9. Can I do the same thing and find QS? And on your diagram, always put the arrow direction. Because when you go with the arrow, positive, against the arrow, negative. right? So what will QS be, Michael? What will QS be? QS. So what you can do is search here and see where you see QS. And QS is what? 3 what? And try and search and see what's OQ. OQ is what? 5 and a 0. So tell me what is QS? And a 0. So you want to pay attention? Phone is the devil. Where your phone going? Where your phone going?
You see it, how we're going, how we're going.
All right. Are you okay with that? So let's see if we can do the next steps. They asked us to find OS. So I need some help. OS. If you don't pick on it, pop your hand. If you don't want me to pick on it, so I would know not to pick on it. Okay, Joshua, how you find QS? Joshua, you a big man, you fall for that, boy. OS. Look at the diagram. Look at the diagram and tell me how to find OS. Today, yeah? I know you didn't realize that. OS is what? Look at the line. OS. OS is what? OS. Right. So what is OS? OQ plus
Yes.
QS. Right? OS is equal to O. Right? OS is OQ plus. Do we know OQ? Do we know Philly? Come on, sit down in front here. You actually get some work done. Come on, sit down here. Right? And we know what we know what OQ is, right? OQ is 50. And QS is what? QS is where we found it, right? 15-0. So the answer is 20-0. Easy, end? There, that wrong. See? Right? There we are. So let's say it easy. I want some help with the next part. Online, all okay there? Justin? Malini, I like Malini. Malini's always answer. Justin answer, nice. I get 2 answers today. That's not bad. That's 2 out of 14. All right. The next part is to find QS. Let us go with, sorry, PQ. That's not PQ. Right, but the first thing I should do is what? Before I should draw a line, right? So PQ is what? Peter, Ota, Q. Nice. So Peter O. Oh boy, they coming here to harass the boy too. Be sorry for the boy now, you are doing work. Yeah, so PO plus OQ, right? PO is what though? Like what? PO is what? That's wrong. Huh? So what is doing direction change? So it will be -4, -3. And OQ is what? Huh? Cassie what? Pick it up there. And must along here, you can have space there. You can have 2 space here. Right? So that will be 1 minus 2. Everybody okay with that? Everybody okay with that? Let's try let us try the last part now. I think the last part is RS or SR. Which one? Oh yeah, look like a 2 here. Marker is with that. Yeah, I'll change his markers. So they keep doing that. Right, find RS. Find RS. Online mess. What's you got for RS now? Right, find RS, please. Everybody, find RS. Wait, no, yes. R for what? So when it's already know who are. Oh no, you find who are. How do you get out? Right, remember you'll need to find who are, right? And those who finish answer the last part. We'll have one more part. Right, start it up since you're confused. Tell me how to find RS. First thing I do is draw a line from where? R to S. So how do I get RS? R to what? No, we're starting at R. So it's R to O and then O to S. Right? You can always think of it like this. Split them up and put the same letter in the middle. Right? Split them up and put the same letter in the middle. Split them up, put the same letter in the middle. Right? It should always look like that. What is RO? We don't know RO, right? But we found OS. So we'll come back right here and find RO. And can you help me out now? What's OR? Right? Is OR is equal to OP plus PR. We know what OP is. OP is 4.3. PR was 12.9. So I got OR. You'll see that online. OR is equal to 1612. So what arrow? What arrow Sajida? OR is 12, 16, 12. What arrow? Negative 16. And then you added OS. OS is 20, 0. So I got 4 minus 12. Right? Right? I got 4 minus 12. how are these two related? Yeah, Tiana. They are multiples of each other, right? What do I multiply this by to get this? 4, right? So if I multiply 4 by PQ, I will get RS. And what does that say, Saraya? But and then, so if they are multiples of each other, then they are what? What's the word? Missing a word. Parallel. Right? So they are parallel. RS and PQ. That was the funny word. Because it was done with when I use it and I will see I get no views, huh? And then I'm just I get nothing. Alright, let's do one more, then we will do some revision, right? Huh? Right, those who want to start June 2016. June 2016.
So yeah, so it's just like.
June 2016.
Oh, so that's.
Page 188. That's back. I don't really know. Whatever, you change direction. This is OR. When you go out. Huh? Yeah, wait till back. Yeah, June 16 on page 188. June 16 number 11. That's the last one we do it. Page 188.
No,
Page 188. 180. That's page 188. Same 180 stop. Equal same 180. Right, June 2016. Oh yeah. Take a little read, still bio reach, right? I go through. What do you think? Quantity, fundamental. Actually, like I say, one each step.
What did you? No, but it's not, it's not. Oh. Just one thing, geometry.
We have one last one now.
Right, so we got that. People, please, five. What's the evidence?
And you would not.
So when it's.
I've seen.
Yeah, so much. Yes. Zero. Yeah.
That was from my, yeah, that's not.
I see.
Ready? Hurry up.
Every week. I just would, I do it. That's what, that's it. No, it's 80. So then how much like?
Like.
No, all my skills is cool shit. Like when I go on cruise out, I call shit kind of all right. So let's take a look at this now. Last one, and then we just do a little revision, right? Right, OA, OB, OC. So the difference here is they have how many points? They have 3 points, right? So if you just join a random diagram, OA, OB, OC. Right? So we have A, we have B, and we have C, and we have O. They told us that OA is 2 minus 2, OB 6-1, OC 10-4. Right? So we have that. So first part, AB. To find AB, let's connect AB. We know that AB is A to O plus O to B. We know what A to O is. That'll be -2, +2, and OB is 6-1. So I got 4, 3. That's okay? Next one, AC, Michael. How we getting AC? Draw a line, A to C, and AC is what? AC. AC. AO plus AO plus OC. What is AO? That's AB. AO is what?
Minus 2. I don't see.
And what is OC? You give it to you higher up.
10 off.
10 and 4. Right? So it's important when you read a question, you fix up a diagram and you highlight all these things. So when you write this, you know where to find it, right? And here I have what? 8, 6. Right? Next, they want us to show that they're collinear. How do we show collinear again? We need AB, we need, oh, but we need AB, and we need AC. And then we have 2 steps to show, right? So can I get some help to find BC? What is BC? They are here. BC is what? Beta O plus O to C. We know what beta O is. That's -6 minus 1. And we know that OC is 10, 4. So I got 4, 3.
Yes, sir.
Are you okay with that? Right, so step number 1, remember this is to show collinear. Right, step number 1. What's step number 1 to show collinear, Sasha? Show that what? We already found AB and BC and AC. What's the next step? So parallel, right? So we have to show that AB, which is 4, 3, and BC, they are parallel. Are they parallel? Well, what do I multiply here to get here? 1. So it means that AB is parallel to BC. It means that it's parallel and they equals Saturday. It means that it's parallel and they equal because they're identical. Okay? And last part, what's the last step? I forget his name, but no, behind Amari. What's the name again? Huh? Luke, help me out now. How do I do the last step? Right, show that AB plus BC is AC. So let's add it up and see. AB is 4, 3. BC is 4, 3. Huh? You can't use the washroom, just still fixing it. You can use this second mail, the one that locked. Well, pull it up then. 8, 6. So you'll end up with 8, 6. Is this AC? Start it up. Is 8, 6 AC? Yeah. Therefore, collinear. That's all. So all you have to do is show that when you add up these two, you're going to get AC. And we found AC here. You okay with this? Yeah, no? All right, next. All right, so we'll stop here for today on this, and let's do some vision for those who have exam. No, we'll get next time. No, that's just the fun. Right, so we're gonna do some vision, and let's go and do some algebra and some solving time will take or something, right?
What? He's so
All right, so I just want to do some small revision. Let's start with quadratic solving simultaneous. We all get solving simultaneous with a quadratic. Right, so again, when we do the review again in December, we'll review all this again, right? Right, those classes are like a crash course, right? We're gonna review all the hard topics here. We have class Saturday, yes. Last class will be Saturday.
Okay, well, hold on. You're fine.
You know what is the switch? The switch is
Yeah, so this time. When you go against the arrow, switch it side.
Yeah, problem. Not convincing.
What would it partition you? We should come out of this one. All right. So the first thing I want to review, I want us to review how to solve a quadratic, but we're gonna use the factorization method, right? Wait, look all that maths today. We should all that maths today. How it was?
That's okay.
Huh? It was easy otherwise. Right. So we want to try to solve this, but we're gonna use it using the factorization method, right? So I want you to solve this. How do we solve a quadratic? We factorize, then we solve. Okay? How do we factorize again? We multiply. A by C, that's minus 24. And we write B. Everybody okay with that? What do we need now? Two numbers when multiplied. Right? Two numbers when multiplied will give us AC, and when added will give us this. So the best thing we could probably think about is 6 and -4. 6 by -4 is minus 24. 6 plus -4 is 2. What's the next step? What's the next step? Right? So replace 2x with this. 6x minus 4x minus 8 is 0. Then we factorize. Right? What do these two have in common? 3x, right? And what these two have in common? -4. What is two have in common now? X plus 2, right? And we're left with 3x minus 4. Right, but how do we solve it now? How do we solve it now after we reach here? How are we solving this now? After we factorize, how are we solving it? Like, yes, like something. Right. We have a product. So we could say x plus 2 is 0. And we could say that 3x minus 4 is 0. So we know x is minus 2 and x is how much here, Michael? Game not playing your brain, my mic. Yeah, I'm slow. Stop playing that game. Everybody okay with that? So that's the way we factorize. Now let's solve simultaneously. Let's solve simultaneously with a quadratic. Meaning that we're going to get up. Right? Which means that we have to use substitution method. Right? I just revising online for some people here who have exams, right? If you want to go over something, send it quick. Huh? Oh, All right, so we have to solve this simultaneously here. All right, so how do we solve this? Right. So in order to solve questions like this, it don't really come so much now, but it used to come before. Can't use the elimination method. You have to use something called substitution method. So you have to make x or y the subject of the formula, right? But my question is, which equation would you use? The hard quadratic or the easy linear? Right. So we agree we're gonna use this, right? But would you make x the subject or y the subject? Right. If you look here, you have two x's, one you have to square, and you have one y. So the easier thing to do is to make y the subject. Otherwise, you have too much substitution to do here. Okay? Do me a favor, substitute for y in here and solve the quadratic. Hurry up. You gotta work fast, right? So you can do some more topics, right? Online. You don't have any topics here you want to go over? I'll try and do an example at least. Wait, why not solve it? Oh yeah, Joshua, so go 15. Good on. Oh yeah, that's all.
Why? Why? I do it different.
Correct. It's 3 minus that. How much fun? I think.
Right? Let's see what you got, right? So that would be, so when we substitute, we will end up with x squared plus 2x by 3 minus x is 5. X squared plus 6x minus 2x squared is equal to 5. Pardon me? 2x by 3 is 6x. 2x by minus x is this. X squared minus 2x squared is minus 1x squared. Now we have a quadratic. Right? Now we have a quadratic. I don't like the minus sign there. So I am multiplying everything by a minus. Right? I don't like the minus sign here, right? So let's factorize it now. A by C is what? And B is 6. Two numbers when multiplied will give you 5. Yeah, like it. Right? Two numbers when multiplied will give you 5, and when added, so that'll be minus 1 minus 5, right? So here will be x squared minus 1x minus 5x plus 5. Factorize, you'll get x minus 1. Factor out minus 5, sorry. You'll get x minus 1. So you'll get x minus 1 by x minus 5. All right. Are we done? No, we are not done. We have to say when x minus 1 is 0, x is 1. When x minus 5 is 0, x is 5. And then, are we done? We still have to find 4. So put x is 1 in here. I got y is 2. Put x is 5 in here. I got minus 2. Right? Pardon me, ma'am. Because we have 2 values for x now. We solve a quadratic. Remember, when you solve a quadratic, you'll get 2 values. Well, let x have 2 values. No, I just saying if X have two values, then Y should have two values. Right, Sydney asks for, Sydney solved it already. Good job, Sydney. Yeah, next topic, Olia. Next topic. Right, while we're here, and most people you'll see it 1,000 times. But if you have a quadratic, right? Every quadratic looks like what? A quadratic can either be what? Minimum or maximum. So we need to be able to draw it. That's all right? What do these two values here mean? Anybody? If I give you a quadratic, by the way, is this quadratic max or min? Max? No. Right? Because the value in here is more than 0. When the value, when A is more than 0, we have a minimum. Right? Right, sorry. Right, so we know it's a minimum, right? Anybody remember what these two values here mean? Where it cuts. So it cuts the x-axis at -2, and it cuts the x-axis at 4 and 3. Very good. That's okay? Right. What else we need? We need turning point. Very good. How do we find the turning point? Minus HK. How do we find H? H is beyond 2A. And K is what? Right. Remember, it's math. So in school, you may have learned to complete this square. Divide by 3 and divide by half of the coefficients. That long method. Right? You don't have to do that. You could just work out H using this formula. Work out K. But remember this? Sorry, forget the word remember. You all ever see this before? That means complete this square, right? So if you don't want to complete this, square, you could just work out H, put it in there, work out K, put it in there. Yeah, that's 10 things to learn now. When you go. When is exams? Friday? Yeah, man, all you can do that whole syllabus twice. Physics tomorrow. Well, I can say and go.
Yes, they don't want to say that. I don't want to say. I want to say.
All right. Are you okay with that? Well, one more thing we need on the quadratic. One more thing we need on the quadratic. We have the what? We have the shape, we have y plus the x, we have turning points. Line up, okay, line of symmetry. So that's one more thing now. Line of symmetry is always x is minus h. Y plus the y-axis. And that answer is always what?
C.
That answer is always C, minus h. Amen. Right? Please learn your summary earlier. If you learn your summary, that's a good start. That's a good start, right? Learn your summary. Okay? So I want you to remember this, how to take a quadratic, complete the square, and catch it. Okay? Next one. We can do our next one. We have time. So that about 3 topics we can do there. Kahoot? Not today. Huh? A basics? Alright, sir. I do one pass. Or they could get one real fast.